Hey, how you doing today, folks? Today I will continue my breakdown of the plot leak, and we are currently on episode 6 right now, which is the episode right before the finale, so I expect this to be one of the explosive episodes for next season, maybe even the best episode next season. And regardless how some of you feel about the plot leak, I think it's time to start accepting it for what it is, so I'm no longer going to discuss each episode as if it's true or false. I'm just going to break it down as if it's going to happen, at least until something comes out that proves it to be false. And I know some of you don't want to hear that, but to me it all seems like it's going to come true, so I'm going to treat it that way from now on. And if you think the plot leak is fake, then I don't even know why you keep listening to these videos. So I will read the whole episode, then go back and break down each section of it. And I feel like I should mention something because of some of the comments that I've been getting. When I break down one of these episodes, sometimes I will speculate why some of these things may be happening. Do not assume that those are my predictions. When I discuss the plot leak, I throw out some possible scenarios for why these things are taking place. That does not mean I am saying that these things are going to happen this way for a fact. I'm just trying to have fun with this stuff, so you guys should too. And if I feel strongly about something, and if I feel strong about a way something may happen, then I will make an individual prediction video for that topic, as I have done in the past. So when I break down this episode, I will just throw out some ideas out there about why some things may be taking place. Things that I think of as I'm reading it, just to start a discussion with you guys. It doesn't necessarily mean that's how I think it's going to play out. I'm just giving you guys some possibilities. And if you think they sound ridiculous, then you must not be watching the same show as me, because things have been ridiculous on this show for quite some time. So don't take things so seriously all the time. And I'm only talking to like 5 people, not everyone. Most of you know how to have a good time with it, and for that I thank you. I do this because I enjoy it and I have fun watching this show and I enjoy talking to you guys. I'm not doing this because I'm making money off of this stuff. So just try to relax and have some fun with it. But anyways, let's begin. Episode 6. Jon arrives at Eastwatch by the Sea, the easternmost Night's Watch castle. Apparently, Tormund had the Brotherhood Without Banners member locked in the jail. The Brotherhood Without Banners were on a mission from the Lord of Light to fight the White Walkers. Jon leads a small force which includes Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr, Tormund Giantsbane, Jorah Mormont, and Gendry, I'll call him Gendry Baratheon. The team is attacked by the Night's King army, including a zombie polar bear which kills Thoros of Myr. They get surrounded on a frozen lake, nearly about to be defeated, but then Dany arrives with her dragons. She flies most of the team back to safety but leaves Jon behind. Apparently, the Night's King is able to kill her dragon Viserion and resurrect it as his own zombie dragon. Jon is almost killed by the encroaching hordes, but then Benjen swoops in to save him. He sends the wounded Jon off on his horse before Benjen is swarmed and presumably killed by the Whites. At some point in the episode, Jon promises to Dany to lay down his title as King in the North if Dany helps them against the White Walkers. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and start breaking down each section of this stuff. It says Jon arrives at Eastwatch by the Sea. Apparently, Tormund had a member of the Brotherhood Without Banners locked in the jail. The Brotherhood Without Banners were on a mission from the Lord of Light to fight the White Walkers. And first off, I just want to say, thankfully, there are other people out there ready to fight the White Walkers. I don't know what some of you think of the Brotherhood, but at least they are willing to take the fight to them and not just sit around waiting for the White Walkers to attack them. The Brotherhood certainly doesn't have the weapons or manpower to defeat them, but I at least respect them for trying. And at first I thought maybe this was another one of those rogue group of Brotherhood Without Banners, like the one that attacked and slaughtered all the people that the Hound was working with. But since we know Thoros and Beric Dondarrion go with Jon north of the Wall, this must be them. And I wonder if this means Tormund had them locked in the jail at the Night's Watch castle at Eastwatch by the Sea, or if Tormund is still at Winterfell and has them locked up there. Because the last time we saw Tormund, he was at Winterfell, and the leak has yet to say anything about him until now. So I wonder if Jon told Tormund to meet him there, or if Jon sent men to protect each castle from the White Walkers. Jon must have kept most of his men up north to guard it while he went to speak to Daenerys. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about Tormund having this guy locked up? I wonder if Tormund would have locked one of the Brotherhood Without Banners members up. Do you think they were trying to steal weapons or food or horses from the Night's Watch for their mission? Or do you think it's possible Arya could have told everyone up there about Beric and Thoros selling Gendry off to Melisandre to be sacrificed? Or maybe Tormund just didn't want them crossing the wall yet and they refused to wait, so he locked one of them up. And maybe when Jon gets there, he offers to free him, if he goes on his mission with them north of the wall. So let me know how you guys see that playing out. But let's move on. It says Jon leads a small force which includes Beric Dondarrion, Thoros Emhyr, Tormund Giantsbane, Jorah Mormont, and Gendry Baratheon. The team is attacked by the Night's King army, including a zombie polar bear, which kills Thoros Emhyr. And trust me, I know Gendry's last name isn't Baratheon, but that's just what I'm going to call him. It says they get surrounded on a frozen lake, nearly about to be defeated, but then Dany arrives with her dragons. She flies most of the team back to safety, but leaves Jon behind. Apparently, the Night's King is able to kill her dragon Viserion and resurrect it as his own zombie dragon. Now, personally, I think this is going to be insane. I know most of you hate this scene, but I can't freaking wait to see a zombie dragon. This is definitely going to change things in the show and change the power dynamic. And I'm still wondering why Jon chose such an odd group to go with him. I really don't care why. I like all these characters regardless, and I think it's going to be fun to hear the dialogue between them all. But I'm just curious as to why he chose these people to go with him. I'm really curious about that. I definitely understand why he would take Tormund. In my opinion, he's Jon's toughest soldier, and certainly the most experienced north of the wall. Tormund should know his way around up there and be able to help them stay under the radar as they move around, trying to find these whites. And I feel like this could be the Night's King setting a trap. I think he may know Jon's coming, and he leaves some bait out for him, then pounces at the right moment. Only he isn't going to expect 3 big-ass dragons to show up. And I can't wait to see the look on Jon's face when he sees the Night's King again. Because if you remember at Hardhome, they had that epic stare down. And when I first saw that scene, I knew that there'd be some payoff from that scene at some point later on. So I definitely think we're really going to see that. And if you thought Jon looked stunned when the Night's King raised the dead at Hardhome, wait until they see him take over this dragon. I think they're going to shit their pants. But what I'm really curious is, I wonder how Dany is going to react when she loses one of her babies. Dany might say, screw the Iron Throne for now. I want to kill this son of a bitch that took my dragon. And Jon, I'm sorry for doubting you, but now let's regroup and get all of our forces together and kill this bastard. I may never get Viserion back, but it's time to make a statement, and anyone that comes from me or my dragons will feel my wrath. When Dany loses her dragon, I expect her to be ready to retaliate with her full force, and I think it should be pretty damn epic when that finally does happen. I think that episode could cost like $50 million, and it'd be worth every penny. But I wonder why she rescues everyone but leaves Jon behind. I know Jon would be the sole reason why she'd want to go and see what the hell's going on north of the wall anyway, so I'm wondering what makes her leave him there. I'm thinking he must be surrounded on this lake by all the whites, and there's no way for her to torch all of them without killing Jon, who's probably going to be in the middle of all these whites. Because it says Jon is almost killed, but Benjen swoops in to save him. Then he puts Jon on his horse so he can escape, but Benjen gets swarmed and presumably killed by the whites. I think if this does happen, I still think we are going to see Uncle Benjen again in the show, but next time he's going to be a 100% white. And we may even see a scene to where Jon or one of the Starks have to kill Uncle Benjen, even though they won't want to, but they're going to have to. And I wonder how Jon gets the white out of there. Like when he captures this white, how's he plan on getting it back south of the wall? Because I doubt one of Dany's dragons are going to allow one of these whites to get on its back. But for some reason, I've just been picturing Jon tying this white up and just dragging it behind the horse. But give me your guys' thoughts on that. And the last part of this episode says Jon promises to Dany to lay down his title as King of the North if she helps fight against the White Walkers. I'm thinking this happens early in the episode. I'm thinking Jon offers to lay down his title, but Dany is probably still not sure whether to believe the threat or not. But sometime after Jon leaves for the wall, that's probably when she realizes, well, if he is willing to give up his title, he must be pretty damn serious about this. And that's probably when she decides to go help and shows up just in time. And I only say that because I doubt Jon would still have to beg for help after she loses a dragon. I think there'd be no reason to try and convince her after that. Unless, of course, Dany is scared to lose more dragons. Then maybe he'd have to still try and convince her. But I think once she loses a dragon, she's going to be pretty damn pissed and ready to go to war. So give me your thoughts on this episode, please. Why do you think Tormund had to lock up one of the Brotherhood Without Banner members? Why do you think Jon goes on his mission with this specific team? And how do you think the Night's King is able to get the dragon? Like, what type of power move do you think he makes to take it out of the sky? Like, that's what I'm really curious about. And do you think we're going to see Uncle Benjen again? If he does get attacked and swarmed by the Whites, do you think we'll see him again later on as a full White? Let me know what you guys think about this stuff. And I appreciate you guys for listening, as always, the loyal supporters who's always watching every video. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, how you doing today, folks? Today I will continue my breakdown of the plot leak. And we are currently on episode 6 right now, which is the episode right before the finale. So I expect this to be one of the explosive episodes for next season. Maybe even the best episode next season. And regardless how some of you feel about the plot leak, I think it's time to start accepting it for what it is. So I'm no longer going to discuss each episode as if it's true or false. I'm just going to break it down as if it's going to happen. At least until something comes out that proves it to be false. And I know some of you don't want to hear that, but to me it all seems like it's going to come true, so I'm going to treat it that way from now on. And if you think the plot leak is fake, then I don't even know why you keep listening to these videos. So I will read the whole episode, then go back and break down each section of it. And I feel like I should mention something because of some of the comments that I've been getting. When I break down one of these episodes, sometimes I will speculate why some of these things may be happening. Do not assume that those are my predictions. When I discuss the plot leak, I throw out some possible scenarios for why these things are taking place. That does not mean I am saying that these things are going to happen this way for a fact. I'm just trying to have fun with this stuff, so you guys should too. And if I feel strongly about something,